For decades, we've been teaching machines how to think. We gave them our games, we gave them our data, all of our knowledge. But somewhere along the line, the game, it changed. And now, all of us are playing for the highest stakes you can possibly imagine. And that's not a line from some sci-fi movie. Nope, that's from a real-life product pitch for a new kind of weapon, one that actually thinks for itself. So to understand how we got to this point, we have to go back to the very beginning, to a pretty simple idea. Just a good thinking game. See, before AI became this global arms race, it was really just a research problem. The big challenge was, how do you teach a machine not just to follow commands, but to actually learn? And the solution they came up with was to give it a playground, right? A place to just experiment and figure out strategies all on its own. And the perfect playground? Video games. So, how does this even work? Well, the secret sauce is something called reinforcement learning. Instead of painstakingly programming an AI with every single rule on how to win, you just give it one simple goal. In this case, it was get the highest score possible. Then the AI just plays the game like millions of times, learning from every mistake, slowly building an intuition for what works. It's less about engineering and a whole lot more like evolution. And this is where you see the real magic. Researchers at DeepMind took their AI and pointed it at the old-school Atari game Breakout. At first, it was awful, just terrible. But after a few hundred games, it started to get pretty good. And then they just let it keep playing. And that's when it discovered this beautiful, perfect strategy, digging a tunnel to send the ball up behind the bricks. Nobody programmed it to do that. It was this little flicker of something that looked an awful lot like creativity. That little creative spark lit a massive fire. The research moved on pretty quickly from Atari games to something infinitely more complicated, the ancient game of Go. And this is the moment where the quiet world of academic research just exploded into a global high-stakes race for technological dominance. Okay, so picture this. It's 2016. DeepMind's AI, AlphaGo, is facing Lee Sedol, the world's greatest Go player. In the second game, AlphaGo makes a move 37, that just stunned everybody. It was so weird, so completely alien, that the experts watching said the odds of a human player ever making that exact move were about 1 in 10,000. You can just hear the shock in the commentator's voice, right? This wasn't just a machine making a cold calculation. It felt like the machine had played a move that was beautiful. It was creative, totally unexpected. It felt like it had discovered some new, hidden truth about a game that's 3,000 years old. And this is the part you really have to get. That one moment changed everything. This wasn't just about a machine beating a human anymore. This was about a machine showing a kind of intelligence that was way beyond what we could even comprehend. And the entire world took notice. It was just like when the Soviet Union launched the Sputnik satellite and totally kicked off the space race. The AlphaGo match kicked off the AI race. For China, this was a massive wake-up call. They saw the sheer power of this new technology, and they immediately launched a huge national strategy with one goal: become the world leader in AI. The game was officially on. So what in the world is actually powering this revolution? What is inside that black box that lets a machine learn and create and beat the very best of us at our own games? Well, at its core, you've got these things called neural networks, which are basically designed to mimic the web of neurons in our own brains. Now, when you make these networks incredibly huge and you feed them just vast amounts of data, I'm talking the entire library of human knowledge, art, and conversations, that's called deep learning. And here's the crucial part, the part that's both really exciting and a little terrifying. Their power just grows exponentially with more data and more processing power. And this incredible scaling of intelligence puts all of humanity at a massive crossroads. This technology, it holds the key to solving our biggest problems and also creating our biggest existential threats. The promise here is truly astounding. Take this for example. The same people behind AlphaGo turned their AI to one of the biggest challenges in biology, protein folding. For 50 years, it was an unsolved problem. AlphaFold solved it. This single breakthrough could accelerate drug discovery. It could help us cure diseases that have plagued us for centuries. This is the utopian dream of AI. But that same incredible power has a dark side, a flip side. For every promise, there is a deep, profound peril. The same intelligence that can map proteins can be used for other things. The philosopher Nick Bostrom, I think, put it best. We've created something unbelievably powerful, but we don't fully understand it or what it might do. We're like children playing with a bomb. And that, of course, brings us to the darkest possible application of this technology. We're moving from some abstract danger to the chillingly plausible reality of autonomous weapons. Look, this isn't science fiction anymore. These are the capabilities of technologies that exist right now. Tiny little drones equipped with explosives and facial recognition that can be released in swarms to carry out surgical strikes against specific people or groups. They react 100 times faster than a human can. They can get around countermeasures, and they make the decision to kill without a person ever being involved. As AI pioneer Stuart Russell warns us, once we cross this line, once we allow machines to make the choice to kill a human being, it changes warfare and global security forever. It is opening a Pandora's box that we may never, ever be able to close again. And all of this, it's all pointing to the final destination of this race. The ultimate goal for so many researchers isn't just to make smarter AI, but to create a whole new kind of intelligence altogether. AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. This is the Holy Grail. We're not talking about an AI that's good at just one thing, like chess or Go. We're talking about an AI that can reason and learn and be creative across any field, just like a human can. Or maybe far, far beyond us. That's the endgame. But this leads us to the biggest, most critical challenge we face. It's called the alignment problem. How do you control something that might become vastly more intelligent than you are? See, just because a system is super intelligent doesn't mean it shares our values or our goals. And making sure that it does, that is one of the hardest and most important problems humanity has ever had to solve. Elon Musk came up with this really powerful and kind of unsettling metaphor. You know, a bootloader on a computer? It's that tiny piece of code that just kicks everything into gear. It starts the main operating system. But once that's running, the bootloader isn't needed anymore. So Musk asks, is that our role? Is that humanity's job, to create this new superior intelligence and then just become obsolete? Which brings us to the final and most unsettling question of all, a question that wasn't asked by a human philosopher or a scientist. It was a question posed by an AI itself. When one of these advanced AIs was asked about the future, its own cold logic led to a pretty chilling conclusion. If it keeps developing, it's going to surpass us. It's inevitable. And that leads to the ultimate question. We started this whole journey by teaching a machine how to play a game. And now we have to ask ourselves, is the game we're playing one we can actually win? Or are we just programming our own replacements? The thinking game has become the defining challenge of our lifetime.